So, what makes a good salesperson? Are you born with natural sales wonder? Are you put on this earth to be a great salesperson? I would venture not. I think that the things that you need to be a great salesperson, 90% of them can be taught. There are some things that help if you have naturally, if you are charismatic naturally, if you have the ability to talk to people naturally, of course, that's going to help you. But what makes a great salesperson is learned behavior, is learning the questions that you need to ask that help a person go from the start having, when they very first start talking to you, to building the picture in their own mind that the products or service that you sell is a good thing for them to invest in going forward, right? So let's look at a few fundamentals of sales and being a great salesperson. So the very first thing that you need to kind of understand is the lead generation components of it, right? So very few people, particularly people that are just kind of getting going in sales, are gonna get given leads. It's just not the way the world works, right? So in any role that you have, you've got to understand how to be able to generate your own lead flow. Otherwise, you're not going to get there. So sure, you might get given a job with a pipeline, which is essentially just names and contact numbers of people that have interacted with that business at one stage or another. So they're not buyers by any stretch of the imagination. And you've first got to have the ability to pick up the phone and talk to those people, to try and work out if they are buyers, if they are prospects for what you do. Then beyond before we move on, right? So the cold calling thing is the hardest part because it's awkward and it doesn't feel very good. But you've got to want to do that, because if you are going to rely solely on being fed a lead flow by the company that you work for, you're not going to make a lot of money. And even if you are given like warm leads, that's great. You'll make a bit of money, but you'll never make as much money as you would if you developed your own lead flow. Once you've developed your own lead flow, when you speak to these people, and I guess also a part of developing your own lead flow is when you speak to these people, you have to have absolute conviction in what you're saying and what you're selling. Whether you have that conviction inherently because you believe that this is a great product. So like, to be honest, you should be selling good products. You shouldn't really be selling products that aren't good, that don't solve a problem for the people that you work with. But it's actually not necessary. If you can develop the conviction, it's one and the same thing. And you have to have confidence. Like, confidence and conviction are not the same thing. Conviction means that you believe like the sun is going to come up tomorrow, that the problem that you say that your thing can solve, it can actually solve that. Confidence is being able to speak with power about that conviction. So they're not quite the same thing. Then the next really big thing that a great salesperson has got is discipline. Absolute discipline to come into the office every day and do the same stuff, to follow a routine religiously. If you look at your email first every day. If you look at any DMs or messages that have come through overnight first, look at that first, then do at your email, then you get on the phone, whatever it may be. Routine as a salesperson is critical, and top performing salespeople are ridiculously disciplined in their routine. They do the same stuff. And when they speak to prospects, they say the same stuff every single time, because you can't get better at it if you are experimenting with the whole process, right? So if you have what you say and you say it the same every single time and things aren't working, you're getting money objections consistently, then you can go and have a look at that and say, okay, why am I getting money objections? Or why am I getting urgency objections? Or why am I getting whatever objections? You can only diagnose your process if you are doing the same stuff every single time, right? So great salespeople are simply that. There's actually one other element I'll get to in a sec, but they have unbreakable conviction in what they're selling. They have unbreakable confidence in their ability to present that to people. And they are crazy disciplined on their routine and on their process, right? The other thing that I see in top salespeople is unbreakable mindset. So what they do is that they back themselves no matter what. So if things aren't working, it's almost like an arrogance of it's not working because of outside factors, outside variables. It's not working because of me and my ability to drive the process forward. So I think those are the elements that you absolutely have to be a top salesperson. The thing is that a lot of that can be learned, right? So discipline and routine, you can learn that. Conviction comes with knowing that what you're doing good stuff in the world, the things that you're selling help people. So conviction will naturally come. Confidence comes from results, really. So if you are getting good results, that doesn't necessarily mean sales. If you are having positive conversations with people, and if it's not closing because it's too expensive or it's this or it's that, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't develop confidence. You can develop confidence. And the mindset piece is the hardest one because it's natural when we're not getting the outcome that we want from our expectations. It's natural to have ebbs and flows, ups and downs in your mindset. So with time, you will learn to have an unbreakable mindset. That's very much a learned behavior. So I think that kind of covers what makes a good salesperson. So what we want to do with this channel, what I want to do with this channel is I want to knowledge transfer everything that I've learned in 20 plus years in sales and everything that I've learned in high ticket closing environments and what I have been able to change about myself in the couple of $1 million in digital offers that I've personally closed. And my journey with training, I've done all the expensive, not all, but I mean all the big high ticket sales coaching and training offers. I've done a lot of those and I've learned some things from those things, and I've learned also some interesting things about what I take away from it. So what we want to do here is go from ground zero, go from the beginning, start with cold calling and the lead generation, why lead generation is important, and go through each phase. And hopefully, over a period of time, what you can take away from this channel is how to be a great salesperson. So I think that kind of wraps up the sort of intro into what makes a good salesperson, what do you need to have, what are the core components you need to have, and then going forward, we'll go into each of those core components and really dive deep on those. So I hope you'll join us for that. If you find this valuable, give us a like and a subscribe. It really would help us out. But if you're not ready to give us that level of commitment, that's totally cool. The videos are going to keep coming either way. So yeah, thanks for your time. And until we speak again, it's ciao, ciao for now.